Hello, I'm Rich Dean with West Coast Collector Cars in Oregon, and today I've got a really cool 1932 Ford Highboy Roadster to show you. Now this particular car is a fiberglass composite body over an original style frame that's been reinforced, and I want to take you around, show you some of its attributes. Now the paint, very nice, you can see, has a good shine to it. Paint looks good on the car. There is no side skirting, of course, because of the engine. You wouldn't be able to put it on there. This is a 302. It's now a 347 stroker engine with, of course, a dual quad, and you got two 4 barrels there. You got the nice chrome alternator and the nice look at that thick belt and pulleys. Electric fan, and these are lake style headers, and they are coated as well. This is a lot of engine for this car. This car doesn't really weigh much of anything, and I don't think it's been used much, but I suspect it was probably when it was built trying to be pretty old school, and I'll tell you a little bit of some of that when we get to it by the way it operates, so I'll show you what I mean here in a little bit. But otherwise the paint and body is nice on it, as is the frame. Take in the interior on this side. Traditional, you know, what we like to see, the nice you know, camel colored tweed interior. And of course the camel carpeting throughout. Seat belts actually in this one. All of the gauges work with the exception of the speedometer, and it's not the gauge's fault, it just has never had a cable put on it. So it just needs a speedometer cable. But otherwise all the gauges work. Fitment is good, alignment is good. The wheels and tires, what you've got up front is you've got a Rocket 10-spoke style. They are 15s. And then back here in the back, you've got 18-inch, sort of a polished torque thrust style. So it kind of big and littles, gives it a little bit of a hot rod rake, which of course we all like. Now, this particular little Roadster, this would be a nice car, and I mentioned this in the text ad, and I'll tell you about that in a second as well. But, you know, this one is one of those that you can do a few things to it and improve upon it. It does need a couple things. One of them, I mentioned the speedometer cable. The other one that comes to mind right off the bat, I'm going to show you this here in a second, that's the trunk lid. The lid doesn't need any help, but there's no latch for it, so you can just pick it up, you know. So probably could use a latch if somebody really wanted to. You don't have to, you know, but there is that. These are the old teardrop style tail lights with your blue dots. I'll show you in the trunk, you'll see what I mean. So you just picks that up right there. So your fuel tank and battery back here up underneath is nicely painted. And it aligns nicely. Like I say, you know, it's got a couple little project things that someone can do to it, you know, if they really wanted to do like a small project. Now, I should point the website out to you. If you're interested in the car, please check the website out, westcoastcollectorcars.com, where, of course, I have pictures of the car. I have a text ad, though, that'll list the bullet points of the car in case I miss some here, but also pictures of the undercarriage. You'll be able to see everything. It's very nice under there, very clean. Did a heck of a nice job on it. Yeah, they did a nice job with the suspension as well. So what you do actually have here is you have turn signals. All the lights work. Again, all the gauges with the exception of the speedometer work. Oh, I think there's a horn button here, if I remember right. Yep, horn button. You got an electric fan. This nice Grant steering wheel with the wood grain banjo style. So that's now the transmission is a Ford automatic with overdrive, so you can blast down the freeway the speed you want. I'm not sure the rear gearing on this one. It is a Ford 8-inch, and I should also point out that this is a full-time posi, like a Detroit locker. So when you're going around the corner, you know, it's trying to, one tire or one wheel is trying to keep up with the other, so you're going to hear, you know, the tire chirping a little bit. I mean, that's just how they work. That's just the type of differential it was. So I'll show you that. You'll probably hear that in the video. The front suspension, you've got these wishbone trailing arms here, and it is a straight axle, of course. Front disc brakes. Nice chrome shocks. The straight axle is chrome as well. Got your bumper bar here that's chrome, and the grille. You know, this nice 32 grille and shell. But you know, turn signals, all the lights, the brake lights. Everything works. There's not a lot to it. It's pretty simple, you know, design, a pretty simple build, which is nice. You know, you can actually drive it and use it. You don't have to worry about, you know, putting it in a trailer and taking it to a car show. You're just going to drive it to the car show. I should point out this one does not have a top. It doesn't have a canvas top or anything that goes with it, but you know. Those can be had. You can get those and install them or have them installed, but you're probably not going to drive it around in the rain anyway. But I wouldn't. I would just drive it like this. But what I'd like to do now is I'll hop in the Roadster and you'll hear it run. It's got a good sound to it, and I'll just drive it around the parking lot a little bit. It doesn't have a very tight steering radius. I should point that out to you. It's fine on the road, but when you're in a tight spot in here, you know, I'll turn and I'll back up and so forth. You'll be able to see that. And that's good. You'll see reverse works too. So it's a great little Roadster for someone that wants a fun car to play with, do a few little improvements on, you know, make it yours. Yeah, otherwise, take it for a spin. It's a lot of engine for this little Roadster. I mean, you can tell, I mean, it's very torquey, and I kind of bumped it a little bit in the throttle so you can kind of see what it doesn't take anything to break the tires loose on it at all. And yeah, you know, with that full-time posi, it's just the way it is, you know. That's kind of the way they work, you know. They're kind of full-time posi. You don't have one tire slowing down while the other speeds up. They're kind of going at the same speed, so that's going to create that screeching that you hear from the tire. But otherwise, plenty of leg room here, and this is kind of one of the nice things about these composite kits. You know, they give you a little bit more room than an original 32 would have. They're about 2 inches, you know, deeper in this respect. So that's kind of a nice feature as well. But yeah, very simple build, but a nice little build, fun, and you know, probably a little unusual in today's world, but it's kind of cool. But if I can answer any further questions for you about this 32 Roadster, please don't hesitate to give me a call. Again, my name is Rich Dean, and this is West Coast Collector Cars. My number is 503-851-6763, and thank you for watching today.